You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Lucerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Traffic stops landed 2 drug dealers behind bars in Lucerne County. Officers spotted a suspicious black Mercedes-Benz back on June 22nd and attempted a traffic stop. That's when the driver, 41-year-old William Davis Jr. of Hazleton, took off at a high rate of speed, abruptly pulled over, quickly exited his vehicle, and fled on foot. He was later located hiding in the basement of a home in the 600 block of Hayes Street and was taken into custody without incident. A vehicle search resulted in approximately 400 packets of suspected fentanyl, and he was found in possession of $190 and 20 more packets of suspected fentanyl. Davis was charged with felony possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and criminal trespass, along with fleeing and eluding police, driving while suspended or revoked, and numerous traffic violations. He was arraigned with bail set at $50,000. Then on July 1st, a vehicle with an almost identical description was observed and pulled over. The driver, 32-year-old Jeffrey Garcia Lopez of Hazel Township, had an active arrest warrant out of New Jersey and was taken into custody without incident. Garcia Lopez was charged with felony possession with the intent to deliver a controlled substance and arrest prior to requisition fugitive from justice. He was arraigned with bail set at $150,000. A Freeland man's locked up in Lucerne County after fleeing from troopers early Friday morning. State police at Hazleton attempted a traffic stop on a Cadillac for violations along the Arthur Gardner Parkway around 3 Friday morning. The driver, 38-year-old Bruce Clem, took off at a high rate of speed and led troopers all the way into Weatherly Borough. Weatherly police placed spike strips on the roadway, which disabled the vehicle along the railroad tracks on Main Street. Clem faces charges of fleeing and eluding, DUI, reckless endangerment, and possession of drugs, among other charges. He was transported to Lucerne County Jail on $100,000 bail. Wilkes-Barre City Police are asking for the public's help identifying an ATV rider that fled from officers. The man pictured here is being described as being, quote, very reckless after fleeing from officers Sunday evening. Anyone who recognizes the rider or has seen the green ATV riding around the neighborhood should contact Officer Dan Duffy with Wilkes-Barre City Police at 570-208-4118. Firefighters battled flames for nearly 2 hours at a vacant Lucerne County building Monday night. Crews responded to a vacant home in the Glen Line section of Newport Street in Nanticoke around 9 last night for report of a fire. Flames could be seen coming from the first floor of the 3-story building upon their arrival to the scene. Units worked for 2 hours to clear the building and sustain the blaze to the first floor, citing the clutter that filled the building that made it difficult to get things under control. Nobody was hurt, and a state police fire marshal is investigating the cause of Monday night's fire in Nanticoke. Tragedy struck a Chicago suburb this 4th of July, where a mass shooting claimed 7 lives and left at least 30 wounded. A gunman opened fire with over 70 rounds just after 10 yesterday morning from a Highland Park rooftop during a 4th of July parade. The suspect remained at large for several hours before the Highland Park police chief named 21-year-old Robert E. Cremo III as a person of interest. A North Chicago officer spotted a 2010 silver Honda being driven by Cremo, who led police on a brief pursuit before he was stopped and taken into custody Monday evening. Law enforcement has yet to confirm a motive at this time, but say the attack was planned for weeks prior. A weather-perfect 4th of July was filled with many traditional ways to honor the day throughout our area. Fireworks lit up the sky at many venues, and many communities hosted 4th of July parades. Those who were planning to spend the day at Beltsville State Park or the nearby Mauch Chunk Lake, however, had to get there early. By 9 a.m., the beach hit full capacity and closed to any more who were planning to enjoy the day there. While many expressed that dealing with holiday traffic can be frustrating, Parkgoers who made it in on time said it all pays off after a fun day with family and friends. Lawmakers in Harrisburg are expected to return to the Capitol tomorrow to possibly wrap up the 2022-23 budget. Members of the House and Senate are both expected to be back in session by tomorrow afternoon. The budget deadline this past Friday came and went without an agreement. Governor Tom Wolf announced his proposed $47.3 billion budget back in February. The PA DMVA wants to remind veterans and their families that they can help with locating lost DD Form 214. The military paperwork is a Department of Defense document issued upon a service member's retirement, separation, or discharge from active duty in the U.S. Armed Forces. It contains information needed to verify military service for benefits, retirement, employment, and membership in veterans organizations. For more information, visit dmva.pa.gov. Coming up on Wyln News, it's about that time of year to consider flood insurance, plus Guy Singer's latest move in mobile care. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our Wyln Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
This is it, the don't miss, can't miss weekend of the year. It's NASCAR time at Pocono Raceway. And you gotta be there. This is summertime. This is racing. This is the place to be. This is Pocono. NASCAR weekend, July 22nd to 24th at Pocono Raceway. You gotta be there for this.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Are you a fan of NASCAR? If you said yes, then Wyln wants to send you to the Tricky Triangle. Wyln is giving away 4 tickets for the July 24th Pocono 400 race. All you have to do is answer trivia questions on our Facebook page. A new question will be posted each night until July 8th. All answers must be correct, and answering more questions will increase your chances of winning. The winner will be announced July 15th on our news.
As the state prepares for hurricane season, the Wolf administration encourages Pennsylvanians to consider purchasing flood insurance. Our Philip Kaufman explains why.
Pennsylvania Acting Insurance Commissioner Michael Humphries and Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency Director Randy Padfield reflected on the impacts of Hurricane Agnes 50 years ago, as well as other flooding natural disasters, and urged property owners to prepare for hurricane season by considering flood insurance to protect their homes, businesses, and possessions.
Flood insurance remains a critical product for homeowners, business owners, renters, and it protects their property, possessions, and provides financial security. As if we need reminding, severe flooding throughout Pennsylvania over the past year has reinforced how important flood insurance is for people in our state.
For many Pennsylvanians, extreme weather, including flooding and damages caused by hurricanes and severe thunderstorms, can be a common occurrence throughout the summer months and into the fall.
There are too many Pennsylvanians who have lost everything, and didn't have flood insurance to help them rebuild.
Homeowners who live in federally designated special flood hazard areas are likely required to have flood insurance by their mortgage lenders. Individuals looking to purchase new homes and properties should research before buying to determine if the area has any previous flooding.
The National Flood Insurance Program, run by FEMA, says 20% of its claims come from outside of the area. In Pennsylvania, we know much of our flooding also occurs outside of the special flood hazard area. From 2006 to 2015, more than 17,000 Pennsylvanians filed flood claims with the Nfip for more than $550 million in damages.
In 1972, the effects of Hurricane Agnes were widespread, dramatically impacting homes, businesses, and lives from the Caribbean to Canada. At the time, it was the costliest hurricane to hit the United States, causing an estimated $2.1 billion in damages. And although much of the East Coast was affected, Pennsylvania was impacted the most, with more than 3,000 businesses and 68,000 homes destroyed.
It continues to be the most common natural disaster we experience in the Commonwealth. Data continues to show what we've all anecdotally known for some time. Pennsylvania continues to experience intense precipitation events with multiple inches of rain falling over short periods of time, which results in devastating flash flooding that affects homes, businesses, and public infrastructure. As the graphic behind me indicates, where it can rain, it can flood.
You can find more information on the National Flood Insurance Program and private flood insurance on the Insurance Department's One-Stop Flood Insurance page.
Please take the first step and at least inquire as to what a policy would cost. You may be surprised as to how affordable a policy is depending on your individual circumstances and the peace of mind that it affords you and your family.
Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thank you, Phil. Geisinger's hitting the road to make it easier for people who have diabetes with its mobile care gap bus. The bus is intended to reach those who have a care gap in their preventative health by offering critical services and screenings to help patients with diabetes manage their health. The bus stops every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at different locations across Geisinger's footprint. Patients with care gap misses are contacted and scheduled for appointments on the bus. No walk-ins are taken. 3 nurses on the bus see up to 20 patients each. The team plans to continue care year-round. It's NASCAR time at the Pocono Raceway, and you gotta be there for the Don't Miss Can't Miss weekend of the year. Coming July 22nd to the 24th, the world's best will face off for 3 straight days and tackle the Tricky Triangle. Everyone's invited and kids under 12 are free. So to celebrate, Wyln's having a trivia ticket giveaway for a chance to win 4 premium NASCAR Race 300 level tickets for Sunday, July 24th, with racing electronic scanner, headset rental, and pit paddock passes. One trivia question about past race winners will be posted on our Facebook page every weeknight until this Friday, July 8th. To qualify, you'll of course need to answer correctly. And the more you get right, the better your chances are at winning. A winner will be announced next Friday, July 15th. So get your racing knowledge ready and visit us on Facebook to earn your chance to win tickets to the Tricky Triangle. And with that, Grand Central also wants to send you to the Tricky Triangle. One lucky winner will get 4 tickets to the Pocono 400 race on July 24th, courtesy of Grand Central. Entry's easy. Just visit their location at 40 South Vine Street in Hazleton and fill out a form between now and Friday, July 18th. It's 1 entry per person with no purchase necessary. One lucky winner will be announced on Friday, July 20th, right here on our newscast. Coming up on Buckhorn's News Choice, we talk ATV safety on this Trooper Talk Tuesday, plus Leading the Way, Part 2. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on Wyln TV.
Abby is still perfecting her sidekick, and her jab is just for show. But for Abby, this is a remarkable day, because Abby recently defeated a real foe, cancer, when she partnered with Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a children's hospital close to home with more than 30 pediatric specialties. Take a bow, Abby. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. Your health deserves a partner.
When kid stuff was kid stuff. Remember those days? We do. Visit PoconoMountains.com.
Benton Rodeo presents the 37th Annual Frontier Days Championship Rodeo on Boulevard in Benton. Cowboys and cowgirls from all over the East will compete. The excitement has been building for the kickoff of the main event, which starts Thursday, July 14th, running through Saturday, July 16th, with a grand finale Bolorama Sunday, July 17th. All shows begin at 7:30. Vendors, crafts, and food begin at 5. For more details, go to bentonrodeo.com and Facebook.
Are you a fan of NASCAR? If you said yes, then Grand Central wants to send you to the Tricky Triangle. Grand Central has 4 tickets for one lucky winner for the July 24th Pocono 400 race. The contest will run through July 18th, and entry is easy. Just visit Grand Central at 40 South Vine Street in Hazleton and fill out a form. No purchase necessary and 1 entry per person. The winner will be announced July 20th on WYLN News.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
It is Trooper Talk Tuesday, and with me is Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Troop in Hazleton. And we're talking today about something that, I don't know, it's a tough call. ATVs. Wait a minute now. Wait, there's good things about ATVs.
Yeah, there are. And one good thing is there's a lot of places around the area that legally allow people to ride them. Now notice I said legally because, unfortunately in the area we get some people who think they could ride them on the roads. And the reason why you cannot is because they're not registered. They're not registered vehicles within the Commonwealth, so they're not allowed to be driven on the road unless you are just crossing the road to get somewhere that you are allowed to legally drive. We have a lot of woods and stripping mines in our area here, and that doesn't mean that you're allowed to ride these ATVs on them. You need permission, you need to talk to the owners and be able to know that you're legally allowed to ride there, because if not, it would be considered trespassing. You could be cited, and if you can't get your ATV out of there, it would have to be towed from the area. So, it's a good thing about being responsible with these ATVs and knowing where you can and can't drive them. And, we see them all the time. People call us all the time that they're riding up and down roadways. It's dangerous. Cars, we're not expecting them to be there on the road. Right. So you might be, riding down the road at high speeds, and now here comes a car. We don't want any of these types of crashes. So, be responsible, know where you can and can't ride them, and, just do the right thing.
And obviously, if they aren't licensed in the state, they must not have things that other motor vehicles have that would keep them safe.
Correct. There's no seatbelt system. Some of the newer side-by-sides might have seatbelts in them, but again, they're not registered. They're not legally allowed on the roadway to be driven. Some cars or some ATVs, they like to drive across, major roadways, 940, 309. A couple of years ago, we had some on the interstate, on Interstate 81. And if you get in a crash on one of them, the probability of you being ejected is very high. no restraint system, and if you get hit a certain way, you could become airborne. If you don't have a helmet on, if you hit your head off the ground, we're talking serious conditions here. So, you know, we urge people, please be responsible, don't ride on the road, find somewhere where you can go, legally do it, and enjoy yourselves.
Is that go under the same category as things like dirt bikes and the same type of vehicles, even though they're not three-wheel, maybe they're two-wheel?
Correct, yeah. Now some bikes that look like dirt bikes are actually allowed to be registered in the Commonwealth, and they will have a small registration plate on it, just like a motorcycle, and that's okay. It's the ones that aren't registered, they cannot be on the road. And if you were stopped by a police officer, that would have to get towed from the scene, and you would be issued citations against your Pennsylvania driver's license. So, you know, this stuff can add up. You can have points assessed through PennDOT on your license. You're looking at fines, and if your quad, your ATV, your dirt bike gets towed, now you're looking at payments to be able to get that out of the tow.
Now you're talking
facility.
About people that have licenses.
Yes.
However,
correct. It's not a vehicle that you have to be properly licensed on Pennsylvania. So, you know, even if you have one or you don't and you're driving illegally, these vehicle code violations can go against your Pennsylvania driver's license.
If you're underage, too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it may stop you from actually getting your license when you turn 16. So, you know, don't do it. Be responsible. Find somewhere that you're legally allowed to ride. Find property, somebody that you know, and don't just drive up on somebody else's property because they're probably going to call us, and then you're looking at trespassing citations.
No, we don't want any of that.
We do not.
Now,
do it responsibly.
What happens in the wintertime and someone has a plow on their ATV?
Same thing. As long as you're not on the road, if you're using it in your driveway, if you're using it just across the road, that's fine. But, you know, you can't be out driving all over the road just because it's snowing out and you have a plow on your ATV. It still has to be registered.
Okay, there you go. Let's keep it safe. Let's keep it without citations.
Yes.
Ooh, what a word. And we'll have Trooper Anthony Petrosky back with us again soon on Trooper Talk Tuesday.
Are you a fan of NASCAR? If you said yes, then WLN wants to send you to the Tricky Triangle. Wyln is giving away 4 tickets for the July 24th Pocono 400 race. All you have to do is answer trivia questions on our Facebook page. A new question will be posted each night until July 8th. All answers must be correct, and answering more questions will increase your chances of winning. The winner will be announced July 15th on our news.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
We all need a midweek pick-me-up, and WYLN TV 35 is your home for good news on Wednesdays. All our good news stories will be printed in the WYLN TV Pennies Classified Good News Bulletin, distributed throughout the community and digitally posted on WYLN News Facebook page and on our website. If you have good news to share, contact us to be featured in our special Good News edition. Good events, good people, good jobs, all good news.
This is it, the don't miss, can't miss weekend of the year. It's NASCAR time at Pocono Raceway. And you gotta be there. This is summertime. This is racing. This is the place to be. This is Pocono. NASCAR weekend, July 22nd to 24th at Pocono Raceway. You gotta be there for this.
If you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Master Trooper David Peters is leading the way into part 2 of this week's series.
Welcome to Leading the Way, and this week we are spending it with Master Trooper David Peters from Troop in Hazleton. Yesterday we found out he grew up in Edwardsville and had exposure to the local officers back then, and then you went on to college, went to LCCC, graduated from King's. How did you get interested in the state police? Did you have local policing experience before?
No, I didn't. So obviously I went to college. I majored in criminal justice. At the time I was in college, right before I graduated, I was married. I got married. So I was finding those jobs. And someone had mentioned the state police, which I didn't have a lot of exposure to them, or even how did you get hired with the state police? I did not know. So my ultimate goal was to possibly go on and become a lawyer. But I got more interested in law enforcement in college, taking criminal justice courses, thinking that if I took those types of courses, then I'd be a more rounded attorney.
Right.
And just became more fascinated with that aspect and being able to, reflect back on the people that mentored me in my life, that I can give back in the community and do things like that. So I kind of stayed with that and learned about the state police. I ended up taking the test, and first time I did not. It's not that I didn't score high enough. There was a certain cut that they go by. I did not, and then eventually I got on in 1998. But did not work in law enforcement until I came on with the state in 1998.
And you were married at the time, and I would think that policing or bringing that up must be for family especially, must be a concern.
It was. I mean, my father was a Vietnam vet. So that sense of service, I should say. Just my mom always had a heart of gold. My wife worked in healthcare and eventually became a nurse through that. So it's just that sense of service kind of motivates you. And, at that time I was working 4 jobs before I even got into the state. So,
wow.
Finding one that kind of appealed to me. So, that was that motivation to climb above, not forget where I came from, but strive to be higher.
Well, it's interesting that, again, you started out young and you were exposed to the local police officers, and you kept that with you throughout the whole time.
Yes. I mean, even so, obviously getting on with the state police, and they had their own community service unit. So when I eventually, again, got into that, it was almost like going all the way back and, I can do this as a full-time job. This is an amazing opportunity to be able to reach out and meet different people from the community and help.
So are you saying that there's fun too?
There is fun, yes. There's some fun.
Some fun.
I don't want to give everybody the wrong impression here. There's a little fun.
Well, we'll find out all about that. And Trooper Peters is going to join us again tomorrow for part 3 of Leading the Way.
That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.